Confirmation once again that the Miami Hurricanes defense is the best in the country. Confirmation once again that the Miami Hurricanes offensive line is the best in the country. It's confirmed once again. These dudes are on another level. They're on another level. And they are showing it when they play, and they have shown it to their opponents to the point where their opponents are telling future opponents, yo, this is the best line in years, in 4 or 5 years that we have seen. And we'll play the video. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez-Shomont. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the topic and the content, man. I appreciate y'all jumping on board. Let's just jump right into this video. So, Jeff Brohm, the head coach for Louisville, was asked about Miami on the line, and this is what he had to say. Let's jump in right here.
Game plan for a guy like Ruben Bain who's a game wrecker and can just change the game by himself?
Well, trust me, it shows up on tape. They've got two defensive ends that are really talented and fast and strong, along with some big guys up front and fast linebackers. And yes, they're we've talked to some coaches at Florida, and they said this front was better than ones they've seen in the SEC in the last 3 or 4 years. So yes, it's a good defensive front. They're talented, they're big, they're strong, they're fast. They're not overly complicated, but when you're that talented, you don't have to be. They come off the ball, they strike, and they do a very good job. So this will be a huge test, and we're going to, without question, have to help to a certain degree. And then at times they're going to have to man up and do their part, but it will create a lot of challenges for us.
So there you got Jeff Brohm talking about Florida coaches told him that this is the best defensive front that they have seen, better than anything they've seen in the SEC over the last 3 to 4 years. I don't even know what defensive front in the SEC in the last 3 to 4 years was on this level. I'm not sure. But that's pretty high praise to hear that coming from a rival in Florida. It's pretty high praise. It's pretty crazy that Jeff Brohm said that publicly. It almost shows a guy who is slightly defeated before the game starts. We know that there's going to be a challenge for Louisville to block Ruben Bain, a challenge to block Akeem Mesidor. We all know this. But when you hear a coach that you're about to play say all of that, I mean, if I'm a player, if I'm the Miami Hurricanes, I'm chomping at the bit. If I'm a member of the Louisville Cardinals, I am actually a bit taken aback by the fact that my coach said this publicly. I don't know how any of you guys who played football would feel like you know what you're competing against. You know what you're going to compete against. The players know what they're competing against. But you don't typically hear a coach rave about the opponent like that, to where he tells you that, well, Florida told us this is the best front that we've even seen in the SEC over the last 3 to 4 years. I would say it's probably the best front, because I don't know that there's been a defensive end from any SEC school over the past 3 to 4 years that was the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. So let me take a look real fast before we go. Cam Ward was the pick this year. The first DN selected was Abdul Carter at Penn State. So clearly it wasn't, this year. First 3 picks last year were quarterbacks. I'm just going through this to check out who was drafted. Will Anderson is a linebacker. He was drafted with the 3rd pick. That was in 23. Aiden Hutchinson's from Michigan. Okay, Trayvon Walker was number 1 pick from Georgia in 2022. And Trayvon Walker has he done any? I mean, he's been pretty good in the NFL. He's been pretty damn good in the NFL. But Ruben Bain is a monster. Ruben Bain is unblockable. Ruben Bain is putting up numbers that just make no kind of sense. His PFF scores are out of control. They're completely out of control. They're insane, in fact. If you go look at some of the stuff that this guy's done, it's otherworldly. It's otherworldly. Let me find it right here. I mean, beyond having just been named the midseason first-team All-American, this guy, I mean, it's kind of it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I think it was a 95 rating or something like that he had from PFF. 95.8. I don't know who the hell has a higher overall grade than him, but he has a 95 overall grade. It's courtesy of Cafecito and Kane. 95.8 overall grade. Second out of 2,076 ends. I don't know who the hell's got a higher grade than that. I don't even know who this grade is from, but I'm sure it's legit. This guy's unblockable, and he gets held constantly. Akeem Mesidor is like 3rd. Ruben Bain is 1st in pressures and hurries or whatever in the country, and Mesidor's like 3rd. Like, these guys are literally having a meeting at the quarterback. And I think against Louisville, they're going to have a lot of meetings at the quarterback. It's going to be some fun stuff. They're going to be meeting, like, meet me at the QB. And, I mean, you're going to see Jeff Brohm have to have, obviously chips off of the tight end. The running backs are going to have to help. How much is Ruben Bain going to get double teamed and still get to the quarterback? This is the first non-mobile quarterback Miami is playing this year. Like, I respect Louisville. I think Miami's going to absolutely savagely beat them. This is the first quarterback who's not mobile. So what does that mean? That means that he's going to get teed off on. If they can't run the ball against Miami, and I don't expect them to be able to, not really effectively, he's going to get absolutely clobbered. And if Miami jumps out early, 14-0, something like that, it's going to change their entire game plan, whatever their game plan is. But if your coach ever said something like that publicly, how would you feel? If I'm the left tackle or the right tackle or whatever, I'm sitting there like, damn, I'm about to get killed. I'm about to get killed. Shit. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, man, because that was wild, bro. I love it. I love hearing stuff like this. Like, I'm loving this season is so exciting. This season's been so exciting to me because there's so much positive stuff coming from this program that I really see this program finally turning the corner. They've turned the corner this year, but as a program, you see it turning the corner. And I love everything that's happening. Now it's all a matter of focus, assignments, discipline, and not getting a big head. Not getting a big head. Miami should not lose a game in this conference. They should not lose in the ACC championship if they do what they're supposed to do. Georgia Tech did not play this defense last year. They played some guys that were wearing Hurricane clothing. Last year's defense was an abomination. This one is a wall. They're 13.5 point 13.5 point favorites on Louisville this week. I saw a podcast where they said this will probably be the lowest spread that the Canes have the rest of the season. And I think Miami's going to drop kick these guys. I'll do a preview of the game late on Friday, but I think Miami's going to absolutely drop kick these guys. I'm more concerned about the Pitt game at the end of the season against Pitt on the road than I am about this game. That game, that is the type of game that could be a headache because of weather and other things like that. And finishing the season off back-to-back road games. But Miami should still go to Pitt and beat the stuffing out of Pitt. I watched Pitt play. They're good. They're not great. But, man, I expect Miami to bludgeon all these guys. So, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. What do you think of what the coach said, what the Florida Gators coaches have said, calling this the best defensive front that they have seen in 3-4 years in the SEC? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. And once again, I appreciate y'all continued support. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.